Hey guys, this is Bharat with FoneArena.com and this is the LG G Pro 2 that I have in my hands here. We recently unboxed it and also showed you a couple more videos. The full review will be coming on YouTube, but before that, we're going to take a look at the camera on the back here. The LG G Pro 2 is the company's phablet flagship, just like the Samsung's Galaxy Note series. So G Pro directly competes with that, and we're going to see how the camera is like, because this is a really premium phone, and if you want to buy this, you better know about the camera. So let's go ahead and see what it is about in the camera review of the LG G Pro 2. So let's start with the specifics of the camera. The LG G Pro 2 has a 13 megapixel unit on the back, which is pretty much the same as the LG G2, but we sense that the optics have changed, which reflect well in the pictures. So the optics is different, but overall the sensor is pretty much the same, the 13 megapixel unit, which is also there on the LG G3, and it has a single LED flash and also a secondary microphone on the top for stereo recording for audio. So that's the camera on the back. Nothing spectacularly special here, but moving on, we'll see the interface. The interface is reminiscent of whatever you saw in the LG G2. It's pretty much exactly the same. You have the switching toggles here between the stills and video, the shutter button corresponding to the mode that you're in, the gallery thumbnail, and over to the left you have three toggles, one for settings, one for mode, one for front facing camera, which is 2 megapixel on this. It's pretty decent. It's not too bad or not too great. It's kind of okay for a flagship device. And this is the flash toggle. So inside the modes you have a lot of modes, again pretty much like the LG G2. You have the magic focus, which is much like Nokia's refocus app. You just take a macro shot and it will take multiple shots and merge them into one, and then lets you change the focus. This is not like the HTC One M8's focus thing. It's completely different. It's like the Nokia refocus app. And then you have HDR, panorama, and all the other not mostly used access modes, like for example VR panorama is 360. And some things that we really like is that time catch shot, which is actually useful because it's like the HTC Zoe mode. It actually constantly takes photos, and even when you press the shutter, it has the photos before you press the shutter, so that's pretty useful. And then you have all the other settings here. These are for stills. So you have focus, which is actually pretty good. The autofocus is very nice, but we didn't manage to get it to focus in most of the macro shots that we will discuss later. You have the image size, which is maximum up to 13 megapixel and 10 megapixel in wide, and all the other things. You have the ISO, shutter sound, volume capture key, and all that. Pretty normal stuff. Now moving into video, you can see that the interface slightly changes. You have different modes: normal, live effect, dual recording, and tracking zoom. Pretty self-explanatory. And then you have the settings, which has the audio zoom feature, which is exclusive to LG devices. And then you have the UHD, of course Ultra HD recording on the G Pro 2. This is powered by the Snapdragon processor, which the recent ones all have 4K support. Even the G2 has it now. And all the other things, pretty normal stuff. Switching back to the stills mode, you can see that currently I am in the time catch mode. So let's switch to normal, and let's talk about the performance of this camera. The G Pro 2, as you know, is a high-end device. It started its retail price at 51,500 rupees. Now it's selling for around 45k. So we really had high expectations. This is how the performance in daylight turned out. So take a look at these pictures. As expected, as high our expectations could be, it really matched it. The G Pro 2 is almost similar to what we saw with the LG G2. The detail is excellent. The 13 megapixel resolution is very clear. The optics are very good, and overall the photo is brilliant. So in case of normal daylight pictures, the LG G Pro 2 really shines. It takes really good pictures in most conditions. So let's now move on to HDR, which is the dynamic mode that we saw here, dynamic tone HDR. It takes a normal photo and also HDR photo. You can see that both the photos are here. The HDR photos are naturally much better than the normal ones. So here are a couple of samples with and without HDR to show you how good it is. Well, yes, it's pretty good. The HDR mode is really good on the LG G Pro 2 and it was good on the G2 too. Now moving on to the next mode, macro. The one thing that really stood out was the focus issue we had. Otherwise, it produces great photos. It has beautiful bokeh and has very good detail. But the only thing was the focus that we could not catch for all the photos. There is even one out of focus photo that we took. So here are all the camera samples and we'll let you be the judge. Now moving on, in terms of low light, LG has made some conscious improvements to G Pro 2 and that is the inclusion of optical image stabilization plus. So what this means is that LG has combined parts of optical image stabilization and software based image stabilization to provide an enhanced OIS plus, which lets you increase the shutter speed of photos. Of course, the camera does that for you, but if you take a photo in low light, even in dark low light conditions like this photo, this was almost pitch dark, which with very feeble light coming in, and I took a top down photo of this. This turned out really well despite the noise and despite the lack of detail that you see here. It turned out really well, and that's mostly thanks to the OIS plus in low light. So here are some low light images with and without the flash, in darkness and in indoor lighting. All the photos turned out really well. Now see them. So as you saw from those samples, it really turned out well. The low light mode, the daylight, HDR, macro, all of these turned out well. So let's move on to video. Video, as you already saw, the phone can record in 4K resolution, which is pretty good. And then you also have OIS plus here again. So this reduces shake even better than the G2 and the other optical image stabilization solutions we have seen in the Lumia 1520 or other Lumia devices perhaps. So it's particularly very well noticeable, and you can see that in the video sample here.
Hey guys, welcome to FoneArena's YouTube channel. This is the 4K video sample from LG G Pro 2.
Well, as you saw, the video sample was very crisp with color accuracy and of course pretty good OIS performance. So possibly one of the best video recording devices out there in terms of image stabilization, because that is particularly very crucial in mobile phones, as most of the shake is because we are holding the device like this. It's almost always shaky, the video footage is. Many companies have tried to eliminate that using optical image stabilization or software-based image stabilization, which we recently found to be very good and very well implemented in the Xperia C2. But always there was a lack of detail or something else, one thing or the other coming in the way. But we think LG has found the balance here with OIS Plus. It's actually really good, and the video mode is very good because of that. The video output is also pretty good. So there you go, that's our verdict on the LG G Pro 2's camera. It's basically awesome. It's matching our expectations pretty much. It's got a great screen, it's got a great camera and all that, and pretty much the video mode is also one of the best. So if you're looking for buying a phablet with a really good camera, then the LG G Pro 2 is definitely your choice, and we'll also let you know all the other stuff in our full review. So do hit the like button if you like this video, and do hit the subscribe button if you want more videos like these, and also check out the full resolution camera samples in the description below. Thanks for watching.